Hi there, and welcome to this last video in Module 1. Module 1 has covered everything about mindset, goal setting, focus, and really just setting the scene for what's to come. And I've mentioned before that having the right mindset is absolutely paramount to succeeding online. And that's the exact reason that I've included these videos and this module in Smart Recurring Income. It just helps you set the scene and get the right focus and understand why you've got to get focus. And you need focus in every aspect of your life. Likewise, you need to set goals. If you don't set goals, you're just going to wander about aimlessly. So it's very important that we take this seriously and we actually implement what I'm telling you. And again, last quote here: if what you are doing is not moving you towards your goals, then it is moving you away from your goals. Okay, so once you've set them, you've got to move towards your goals in a strategic manner. Okay, so goal setting. Most people feel lost at sea and they wander around aimlessly, and they'll try one thing, doesn't quite work for them, they'll try another thing, doesn't quite work for them. And it's because they haven't got any goals. People think they've got goals, but they haven't really. They're kind of wishy-washy goals, and you have to set specific goals for what you want to achieve. So that's what this module is about. You work hard, or at least you think you're working hard, and you get nowhere fast. This is basically down to the fact that you haven't got any formal or specific goals. You haven't set anything. And genuinely, goal setting is more powerful than you think. It helps you think about your ideal future, it helps motivate you, and it helps turn those visions into reality. And as you can see from the small diagram here, goal setting it will give directions, it will energize you, it will provide a challenge, which is a good thing, and it's going to make you think outside of the box to achieve what you want. So goal setting is incredibly important. And as I've said previously in a couple of videos, we've got some downloadable PDFs in the members area. I want you to download those and actively fill them in and work on them. Okay, that's your task. So choosing your goals. Choosing a goal or goals may only cause a slight change in your life's direction at first. Okay? Over time, you're going to notice a greater shift and increased momentum towards your goals as long as you take massive, determined action. Okay, there's no point in having goals and not working towards them and implementing things along the way. You still have to work, but the very concept of having a goal helps energize you and helps you work towards that particular requirement of yours. And it's genuinely a powerful process. And it's a powerful process of thinking about your ideal future, and basically gives you a kick up the ass to turn your visions into reality. Okay? And by knowing precisely what you want to achieve, you know where you have to concentrate your efforts. So goal setting is important. So why do we set them? Well, every top performing person and achiever sets goals. Okay? Look at football players, look at basketball players, look at baseball players, look at successful business people. They all set goals for themselves. Okay, I had a goal this year. It was to complete a half Ironman, an Ironman 70.3. I achieved it. It was a goal of mine. I set it 8 months prior to actually competing in it, and I had to work towards my goals. I've got a couple of business goals. One of those is to create fantastic courses like this, well structured, not just generic, boring old PowerPoint presentations, but actually real life, step-by-step tutorials. And that's what I'm doing with this course. There are other goals. I want to set up a business that I can ultimately sell for, multiple seven figures. And that is one of my goals. And, I need to put things in place to get me towards that. So setting goals gives you a long-term vision and it gives you short-term motivation. Goals help you organise your time and resources that you've got, and short, actionable goals provide forward momentum as long as you work towards them. And these short, actionable goals that help you provide forward momentum previously, these could have seemed like long. It could have seemed like a long, pointless grind. And genuinely, this is 100% true. And just by actively taking part and working towards your goals and actioning step-by-step processes, your self-confidence is going to build. Every goal you knock off your whiteboard or your PDF or your mind map or whatever it is, whenever you complete that, it gives you a sense of achievement, and you're working slowly towards your outcome, which we've spoken about in the past, and it makes you strive for more, and it energizes you, and it makes you want to work. So setting personal goals, you need to create a big picture. So what do you want to achieve over the next 5 to 10 years? Identify your goals and what you want to achieve in this time frame. So it's a long-term vision. And then we break these into smaller and smaller targets that you must hit to reach your goals. Okay? You then start working to reach the goals. So what I want you to do on the sheets that I've provided is break down your major goals into smaller tasks that you can do in the next 5 years. Okay, so there's a 5-year goal. I want to be earning $200,000 a year in the next 5 years. Then, okay, that's fine. How do we achieve that? So in the next year, what do you need to achieve? What's your goal for the next 12 months? What's your goal for the next 6 months, the next 1 month, the next week? And even as far as to what's your goal for tomorrow or today. And I have a pad next to me, and every day I write every evening before I leave the office, I write the next day's goals and priorities on my to-do list. And come into the office, I know what I've got to do, and I start knocking them off my to-do list. Very simple stuff to do. And again, there's a priority planner in the resources section, so I'd like you to have a look at that and start implementing it on a daily basis. So here's some goals for you to think about. I want you to consider the following, okay? So I want you to consider career goals. What do you want to achieve in your career? Think about it and document these on a separate piece as well. Financial goals. What are your financial goals? What do you want to be earning on a yearly basis? What do you want to retire with in the bank? Education goals. What do you want to learn? It might be a personal learning. It might be a business learning. But what are your goals? Family. What family goals do you have? Do you want to have 5 children? Do you want to be able to take them to Disneyland every year, or Barbados, or Bora Bora, wherever it may be? What family goals do you have? Do you want to send the kids to boarding school, for example? Artistic goals. Do you have any artistic goals? And this is kind of put in there. A lot of people. I don't personally have any artistic goals, but some people do. Do they want to be able to play music? Do they want to be able to draw, take better photographs? And these are just, generic goals for you to think about. They're not necessarily all about your work goals. Attitude. Do you want to be a better person? Do you want to be a happier person? Do you want to get more done? Do you want to be more proactive? Physical goals. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get fitter? Do you want to compete in an Ironman or a 100-mile bike ride? Whatever it may be. And pleasure goals. You've got to have pleasure goals. So think about what you enjoy doing. Holidays, vacations, time with friends, eating out, and so on and so forth. You've got to consider all of these when you're setting goals, okay? And here's some goal-setting tips. You want to state them positively. So every goal you set has to be stated in the positive. You've got to be precise. What precisely do you want for that particular goal? Set priorities. Prioritize them. Very important. Write them down. Next, you've got to keep them small and manageable. It's easier to knock off a small goal than it is, a 5, 10-year goal. Break them down into bite-sized chunks. And obviously, you've got to set realistic goals. I'm never going to win Ironman Hawaii. I'm never going to surf Pipeline in Hawaii. Now, those are unrealistic goals. I'm never going to be president of a Fortune 500 company. I don't particularly want to be. But you've got to set realistic goals. So think about them. And once you start thinking about them, consider the 8 areas that we've put down there. Think about the tips, so stating them positively, setting them realistic, keeping them small. Once you start doing this, your goals automatically become manageable. Okay? Moving on. SOS. I'm sure we know what that stands for. It stands for shiny object syndrome. And not one day goes by when some, excuse my French, some bullshit product is promoted to me by email or through the post via direct mail. It's push button software. It's the next best surefire way to make $1 million. The new tactic guaranteed to drive 10 billion visitors to your website overnight. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. There's still so much hype in the internet marketing world. It's unreal, okay? And you've got to stop these magpie tendencies. And the only way to do that, as far as I can see, is to unsubscribe from all the newsletters that offer you no value. I can guarantee that you're sat there today and you are on anywhere from 10 to 30 marketers' email lists. And I guarantee that 95% of those email lists and those marketers don't offer you any value whatsoever on a daily basis. There'll be a handful that do, and if those guys that do offer you value and you like and trust them, by all means stay on their email list. If they're just promoting product after product after product to you, unsubscribe. You're wasting time. You get shiny object syndrome. They offer you a product. You look at the sales page or sales video. It looks too good to be true. You end up spending half an hour, 40 minutes looking at it, decide, do I buy it? Do I not buy it? Oh, it looks like such a good product. It's really going to shortcut my learning curve online and help me get to where I need to be quickly. It is not going to happen. So unsubscribe from every single newsletter that offers you no value. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to download all the PDFs relating to the mindset and goals in the members area. I want you to then spend time thinking about and filling in the answers. And don't just spend 5 minutes doing it. Really sit down and think about it. Go and lock yourself in a room for, an hour, 2 hours. I want you to create an outcome report. We've spoken about outcomes. Create one. I want you to write your perfect average day. And this is something I learned off watching one of Frank Kern's videos, actually, many moons ago. And the perfect average day is you sit down and you document everything that happens in your perfect average day. So, what happens the second you open your eyes? What do? Do you have a glass of water? Do you look out the window? And obviously this is a fictional thing, so your perfect average day, you may wake up overlooking the Pacific Ocean. You press a button and the blinds open and you look out onto the Pacific. You see that the surf's fantastic that day. It's a beautiful day. You then grab a quick drink of water before you put your board shorts on. You run down your spiral staircase into the garage which is attached to your house. You grab your favourite surfboard. You run down the beach. You run out of the house, down the beach. You wax your board. You start paddling out. You see a 5-foot set coming. You turn around. You see what I mean? It's talking about everything you do in your perfect average day. And that can be from, as I say, what you have for breakfast, what you do the second you walk into your office. Where is your office? Is it at home? Is it a 5-minute drive away? What do you do with the kids in the morning? What do you say to your wife when you first wake up? What do you have for dinner? Who do you have dinner with? Who do you have lunch with? What do you have for dinner? And so on and so on and so forth. You spend some time with clients. What do these clients look like? Who are they? What do you talk about? And this is difficult, but it helps you visualize what your perfect average day is going to look like. And it's a very powerful thing to do. It really is. So I recommend that you do that. Also, download Kike's Credo. Print it and read it on a daily basis. There's about 50 or 60, I'll tell you now because I have it in front of me. I tell you what, there's 100 points on Kike's Credo. And I've had this for years and it just sits on my desk and every day I'll read one of the paragraphs on there. I've probably read them all 100 times, but they're fantastic for getting you motivated. And then the last thing I want you to do is detail your goals. So 10-year goals, 5-year goals, next year goals, 6-month goals, month goals, week goals and day goals, and just document them all. And trust me, once you start getting into this and actually working, you're going to see it as a massive benefit to you, your life, and your ability to follow things through, take action, and ultimately make money online. So that's it for this module on mindset, goal setting, outcomes, and so on and so forth. Genuinely, It is a massively important aspect of business in general. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave your comments below, and we'll crack on with the good stuff and the actual nuts and bolts of helping you get to where you want to be online. Okay, so I'll speak to you real soon, and take care.